Well, thank you so much, Tyler, and thank you so much, Congressman Blumenauer, for joining us today. I wanted to ask you first and foremost, do you plan to support the House bill today to ban Russian oil, and do you think it goes far enough?
I absolutely will support it. The answer, does it go far enough? No. We have, as you know, provisions to suspend normal trade relations with Russia. I plan on moving forward with that. When we first introduced our legislation last week, it started a chain of events. We saw Canada move in this direction. We're getting positive feedback from some of our EU partners, and we're going to continue moving forward. But passing the ban today is an important first step.
Why not also move on trade relations as well? There has been bipartisan calls for ending those trade relations with Russia. What's the holdup?
Well, I think there's an interest on the part of the administration to try and do this sequentially. They have an amazingly complex hand that they've been dealt. And they're doing, I think, a superb job of keeping our friends and allies on the same page. And I think the administration wants to be a little more deliberate because everything here has been cooperative. And what has been so powerful is that we are doing it together. So we're going to continue looking for ways to expand this effort. But I fully respect the administration's effort, want to support them. We just want to move a couple steps further.
What would the impact of ending trade relations with Russia be? What would that mean for the cost of Russian imports here in the U.S.?
Well, actually, it will have minimal impact on American consumers. They do more, the business they do with us is more important to them than what happens for us. The symbolic and psychological impact, though, is profound. And it's another step towards tightening that noose around the Russian economy and Vladimir Putin and his henchmen in a way that's not going to be wildly disruptive to American business or consumers.
What about Russia's membership in the WTO? Do you think that they should still be in that international organization?
Part of what we'll be exploring today are ways to disengage them. I think they forfeited their right to be able to take advantage of that forum and the advantages that it affords them. But again, that has to be done on a step-by-step basis. But our legislation today enacts efforts to start that process, and it's another important signal that there will be continuing consequences for the Russian words fail in terms of how disgusting what they are doing. And for us to continue ratcheting up this pressure step by step, I think is important.
But Congress has authority in this area as well. How important is it for lawmakers like yourself to keep exerting that pressure, not just on Russia, but also on the administration to continue to move?
Well, I think it's important for us to be clear about our intentions and providing leadership. As I mentioned a few moments ago, when we introduced our legislation, that set off a series of other steps, like Canada adopting what we proposed in the legislation. I think it's important to keep that pressure up and work with the administration. But one way or another, I think we ought to end normal trade relations and work hard to get them out of the WTO.